All right, now we turn our focus to a new collection of work with a title that really caught our attention. Pathetic Literature, edited by Eileen Myles, is a unique collection of works ranging from poetry to theater to prose, giving us some food for thought on the meaning of the word pathetic. Eileen joins us now on the couch this morning. All right, let's start with the title. Why? I think this kind of title would stop anyone in their tracks walking through the bookshelves. Why did you choose this?
I mean, I think that's exactly it. You know, it's sort of, in America, pathetic can be a very sneering word, but it's also a very beautiful word. It's complicated. Like, I was just driving from Portland to Seattle this morning, and my friend was talking about their mother dying, and they said it was beautiful, it was painful, it was funny, it was hilarious. I mean, the last 5 days. And I thought, that's pathetic. You know, and we all go through these kinds of experiences that are really mixed, and I thought to put that word on literature is really exciting.
It really is. I think that the thing I noticed about this book when I was going through it, because this is quite a tome, I mean, there is a lot in this book. I feel like there's something for everyone. And I think that you even showed me the very first poem in it, if I may read it, is, "All my life since I was 10, I've been waiting to be in this hell here with you. All I've ever wanted and still do." And you described this as?
A love poem.
A love poem, which is interesting. We've all been there, right? What do you think, who does this book for?
Oh, I mean, literally, I think it's for me, it's for you, it's for the person who wrote that poem, it's for, you know, people in rock bands, it's for people who live in the street, it's for your family. I mean, I just think that the thing that is my intention with this book is for it. Anybody can find something in this book. You know, you just kind of keep moving. And I think that, you know, we have TV shows we all like. It's like, I like action, I like drama, I like, and this, to say that books can do that and more. I mean, in a way, it's a song to reading. It's
interesting because this is a book, I mean, there are some heavy topics that are addressed in this book that I think will affect everyone in a different way. What inspired this project? What made you decide that you wanted to collect all these literary pieces?
I mean, years ago, like in the 90s, there was a thing in the art world called pathetic masculinity, and it was guys who were suddenly using stuffed animals and using their diaries and doing kind of personal stuff. And I remember a female friend of mine went, "They're doing feminism for boys." And it was like the moment of Kurt Cobain putting on a dress and saying, "I'm so this and I'm so that." And it was like, it was messy, you know? And so I started being intrigued by the word, and I thought, well, what does it mean in terms of literature? And I thought, well, my work is pathetic. Most of the work that I love is. And so I started to think about such a book then. But during the pandemic, when it was a maybe book that I would do one day, I was sort of lying on the couch, not doing too good on my novel, and I thought, I bet I could pick one person a day to put in this book. And I began.
I love that. I love that. What I also like about this is that you don't hold to the typical ways of how a book is. You kind of go outside the medium of things like this. I mean, you've got a photocopy in here of a writing, and I think that's really fascinating and interesting, and it kind of takes you out of that. How do you want people to read this book? I mean, do you want someone to sit down and go through it all, or is this the type of book you want someone to pick up every other day and find something new?
I mean, all of those in both. It would be great in the bathroom. It would be great on the bedstand next to, you know, read one before you go to sleep. Or if you're just feeling, you know, lousy or excited, just stay in for 3 days and read the whole thing. You know, I mean, I think it's very user friendly.
You know what I liked about it for me, and I am a huge fan of poetry. One of my favorite poets is Joy Harjo, and I like that she doesn't conform to the way, you know, things are written, and they're just very unique. And I actually picked it up a few times to get inspiration for writing, or just inspiration for doing something, because it kind of takes you out of that. There are over 100 contributors in this book, alive and dead, covering poets, playwrights. How did you organize this book? I mean, did you just throw it all together in a pile and go, here we go? No, I know you did not do that.
Well, there's two things. One was that, like, I picked somebody, and then it was like when you read a book, after you finish a book, you think, what do I want to read now? And so I organize my own reading of it that way, but it's actually first name alphabetical. Which is like Friends.
Yeah,
but also
I like that.
It's also secretly feminist because it's not about dad's name. It's about whatever.
First name alphabetical, yes.
Yeah, except when it didn't work. Once in a while, it would be like these two people would be next to each other, and I was like, no, 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 no.
And so then you would take the ability to just, because it didn't flow.
Yeah, so you might have to wander a little bit, but that's part of it. It's like, it's not so bad to waste time.
Can we talk about the cover, by the way? It's very Dolly-esque in this kind of weird alternate reality that you're looking at when you look at the cover of this book. Where did this come from?
Well, that's one of my favorite painters and artists named Nicole Eisenman, who lives in New York. And I went into their studio and I saw this on the wall and I was like, give me that. Because it's a cat with its claws out.
Yeah.
And it made me think, like, in the 60s during the Vietnam War, there was a famous photograph of a bunch of soldiers with guns pointing at a blonde woman who was extending a flower to them. Did you ever
Yes,
see
I
that?
remember that picture.
And I think that's pathetic.
That is pathetic.
And so is the cat going like this. It was
Yeah.
like, what does that mean? And I don't know, but it feels really cool.
Well, I am so grateful that you came to talk about this. This is such a unique book. It's such a great piece of literature. So thank you so much.
Amity, thank you.
Absolutely. And just a reminder, Eileen is holding an author event tonight, December 8th at Elliott Bay Book Company. You can check their website for details.